The first time my interest was piqued about basketball was when I watched my cousin Marcus Ziegler play at his college. And then the following, or at a JUCO, and then the following year, he went off and was at K-State University. And I was just in awe that he got to do that in front of such a big crowd. Well, as a seventh grader, I was still playing bitty basketball. The following year, I was stressed out and panicked because I thought I was gonna have to sit out a whole year. At the time, middle school, when they first transitioned, they didn't have girls basketball, and volleyball didn't look like an option because I didn't want to wear their outfits. And so I kind of came home and I was upset and cried to my mom, and I was upset, and so she took me to Charlie O'Hara's practice. At the time, his daughter was a year younger than I was, and Charlie convinced me that I should just try out for the boys basketball team. And so I was like, no, I'm not gonna do that. And he was like, why not? He was like, you should do that. And so I went ahead and tried out for the boys basketball team reluctantly, and it wound up being one of the best experiences I've ever had in my life. The biggest challenge is a lot of times the girls I felt were undeveloped. Either they had got a lot of experience playing on traveling teams at a young age, or they didn't have that experience at all. And then they had the pressure of rushing through development. And so I always thought it was unfortunate for them. And it broke my heart often because a lot of times girls, society teaches them to be perfect. And I always felt like there just wasn't a place, other than when I would work them out in the summer times where they got to color outside the lines and be imperfect and just figure things out. So I always thought that was missing. They didn't have a safe place, a neutral place just to go and be themselves and get better at what they love to do. My journey is a lot different than most. I played on an all-boys team. I didn't fit in there. Went to high school, started all 4 years. So when I first got there, I didn't fit in there. And then when I got to college, I suffered a real bad injury, so it took me a while to fit back in with my team. So for me, it was never that I got into it for state championships. I got into it to help kids that felt the same way I did. To let them know it's okay to stand alone at times, and not to shy away from who you are. Who you are is brilliant, and that's what makes you who you are, and you actually have something special to bring to your team, just being who you are. The biggest thing that she can expect is that she's in a safe, neutral place. The next thing that she can expect is that she will improve. I know often this year, I think the biggest thing with me coaching high school, I was often told to get in my box, and it bothered me like nobody's business. But I think what it was, it bothered me because I want them to come in here and just be free and just gain and gain and gain every day, get better, get better, get better. In the future, 10 years from now, the ultimate vision would be that they are sitting next to players all over the country, all over the world, that they're engaging with those players that look like them, that walk like them, that act like them, so that they know that they're not alone, that they're not the only girl who happens to be a pretty girl who loves this game. I want them to know they're not alone. So 10 years from now, that would be the best thing ever, for them to sit in a room together and then to be able to ask college athletes and professional athletes whatever questions that would help them along the way. I know I struggled with that, I never had that growing up. I kind of had to figure it out. We had every 4 or 5 years we had, players, but I do know that having friendships with Talisa Pete and Christy McLean and Kristen Cheney and all these amazing talents, Ashley Stevens, LaToya Scott, those relationships made me, Angela Buckner. I can just go on and on about the amazing relationships that I built that helped me. I could pick up the phone and they understood my plight, my journey as well. So I just want them to have somewhere to go.